On how many P2P platforms should you be investing? That's a question you will likely be asking yourself when investing in loans. If you decide to invest on more than one P2P platform, you should have a solid reason for it. My name is Jakub from P2P Empire, and if you're familiar with our project, you know that we review and test various P2P lending sites. Currently, we have invested money in 17 platforms in order to report about the performance and our experiences with individual P2P lending sites. In today's video, I will be sharing my thoughts on the diversification within a P2P lending portfolio based on my own experiences in P2P lending over the last 3 years. If you research potentially suitable P2P lending sites, you will notice that many of them advertise diversification as a benefit that you will get by investing with them. The main argument is the more you diversify, the lower your risk of default. At least that's what many platforms will tell you. But if you check the availability of loans, it's often a different story. The real reason why you should diversify is to protect yourself from the risk that a platform or its partners will default or run away with your money. So how do you assess this risk, and most importantly, how to avoid it? This is actually a very complex task, and there are tens of criteria to look at. The chances that you as a retail investor will be able to assess this precisely are very low due to the limited amount of information you have available. We have published a video about the most common risks, which will give you a good starting point. But since this video is much more about the aspect of diversification, I will aim to keep it to the point. If you manage to shortlist platforms that you would be willing to invest into, try to approach the diversification from a loan type perspective. To put it very simply, there are two main loan types: unsecured and secured loans. The majority of P2P lending sites offer you investments in unsecured loans. The differences are typically the loan period, interest rate, and country in which you invest. The second half of platforms offer you secured loans, which are usually backed by some kind of collateral. The best collateral is probably the first-rank mortgage. Unsecured loans have typically higher interest rates and higher liquidity as compared to secured loans, which tend to be longer with full repayment of your investment amount at the end of the loan term. In this stage, you need to evaluate for yourself what's more important to you. Do you want to keep your portfolio liquid, or do you prefer the additional safety? As a new investor, you will probably want to have that liquidity. As you get more familiar with P2P lending, you will want to get some additional safety into your portfolio. There's currently no platform that can offer both safety and liquidity. So you either pick one of the benefits or you diversify across two platforms that are the best within those two categories. One that offers liquidity in form of short-term loans, and one that offers security in form of a first-rank mortgage. When choosing the platform, I would prioritize the characteristics of the loan itself over any other fancy feature like secondary market, buyback guarantees, or instant withdrawals during normal market conditions. This is not something you should be primarily relying on. Okay, so you might be wondering, that's all great. So which platforms should I pick? That's obviously a personal choice, but you can use P2P Empire as a resource that can help you find the best fit for you. So head over to p2pempire.com and look up individual reviews. You can use the ratings to get an impression of how we have rated individual categories such as risk and return, usability, liquidity, and support. As of right now, the highest rated platforms are Peerberry and Estate Guru. Peerberry is therefore the winner in the category liquidity, and Estate Guru the winner when it comes to the safety aspect. Both platforms deliver around 11% interest per year. They are very easy to use and the support is excellent. So based on the methodology we have introduced to you, you can now spread your investments across those two platforms. As for the ratios, you have to decide for yourself what's more important to you. Even if you want to go 50-50, you will probably want to start with Peerberry and then shift funds gradually to Estate Guru to create a well-balanced portfolio. The thing is that it can take much longer on Estate Guru to diversify your investments, as the availability of loans is logically much lower since you are funding real estate-backed loans as opposed to short-term loans. If you would spread your investments equally right from the beginning, chances are that some of it on Estate Guru would not earn you any interest for a few weeks. The thing is that you only earn interest after a project has been fully funded, and it can take few weeks, 2 months to build a well-diversified portfolio just on Estate Guru. As for the diversification on the platforms, on Peerberry you can invest as low as €10 into one loan, and on Estate Guru you can start with €50 per loan. Depending on your investment amount, you can increase this minimum investment into one loan. On Peerberry, I keep my investment per loan between 10 and €20, and on Estate Guru between 50 and €100 per real estate project. If you're just starting out with P2P lending, I would not recommend investing all your money in a handful of loans, but rather spread them equally. Alright, now you have got two currently best options in terms of diversification. But what about other platforms? What if you want to invest €100,000? First of all, I would not recommend to invest more than 5% of your entire investment portfolio in P2P lending, as this market isn't yet regulated, so there is high risk which isn't always justified by the returns. So please keep this in mind. The diversification method that I have introduced to you works with higher amounts as well. It all comes down to the ratio between risk, return and liquidity. Go for whatever fits you best. If you want to spread your investments across more platforms to lower the platform risk, to me it starts making sense from €20,000 or more. Everything below this amount isn't worth diversifying, as there is not really any benefit to it. You will spend more time researching the platform and keeping up with the news, and often this time spent is not worth the 11% interest that you will get per year if your invested amount is too low. Okay, so let's wrap up this video with benefits and disadvantages of investing on multiple platforms. The benefits are that you can expand your knowledge within P2P lending as you study more platforms. You will also be able to diversify across more countries and loan types or loan originators. The disadvantages are the higher amount of time spent on monitoring your investments, the higher risk of defaults for smaller platforms due to little track record, and higher risk of investing in a new platform which can be a scam. So here you have it. Investing on multiple platforms comes with additional risks that no one is really talking about. Let me know in the comment section below, how do you approach the diversification within P2P lending? I'm very curious to see your point of view. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel to not miss any future videos. And that's it from me today. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.